All right. You're welcome back. And we're in the chamber now. And so there's Esquire. All right, Lawyer Bridget, Lawyer Bright, and then Judge Moon.
We'll tell you exactly what we think about it.
So we told you earlier we're going to discuss terms and conditions. I mean, picture this: you're watching a TV commercial, and then there's a promo running, and then in the promo they're announcing a raffle. You know, that seems like it won't take anything to bat an eyelash to participate in the raffle and stand the chance of winning the most mouth-watering prizes.
Right.
And then at the tail end, in a less enthusiastic voice, the announcer says, but terms and conditions apply. That's when, for most of us, our bubble is deflated, because we seem to think that these terms and conditions are not favorable to prospective or favorable for prospective winners. And so perhaps they're not as stringent as we think they are. We're trying to reach a legal practitioner on the phone, lawyer, Alifo. I'm not sure if we've reached him yet.
But the key
he is on air.
When they don't tell you what are the terms and conditions.
So we'll find out whose duty is it to find out what these terms and conditions are. All right. So, well, good morning, Lawyer Alifo. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Lawyer Alifo?
Yes.
Okay, yes, good morning. How are you, sir?
I'm very fine. How are you?
I am great. I'm excellent and full of glory. Thank you. Well, it's rather sad we couldn't have you in the studio because of the rains. But you do know what we're discussing today, terms and conditions. My very first question is what they are, because you think that these words can actually be used interchangeably. Are they dissimilar in meaning at all?
I didn't hear you quite well, but I assume that you are asking for what exactly is terms and conditions.
Absolutely.
Am I right?
Absolutely, sir.
Great. Terms and conditions, they are a form of a contract. Actually, they are general and special arrangements, provisions, or rules or regulations that form part of a contract or an agreement which a person is supposed to abide with in order to access or subscribe to a service. So if you are subscribing to a service, for instance, logging onto a website or trying to acquire a service from a service provider, there are certain rules and regulations or specifications or provisions or requirements that you are expected to follow or to abide with in order to access this service. That is what is described as terms of conditions. It may also be described as terms of service or terms of use agreements.
Okay, but I wanted to also know if terms and conditions actually don't mean the same thing. Are they dissimilar in meaning? I was thinking there's a bit of tautology in there.
Well, I think that it's just a set of rules and regulations. So if it is described as terms and conditions, really, I think it's just a way of describing what exactly it is.
Okay.
It's just terms. It's just what is important is to know what it means.
Okay.
What it means is that it's a rule that you are supposed to abide with, or you are accepting for the use of the service that you are subscribing to. So, well, it may be described, as I said already, it may also be described as terms of service or terms of use agreement. And so I don't think that we should be too concerned about how it is described, the term that is used to describe it actually, but the meaning is what is more important.
Okay. I brought that up because, condition could also mean the state of being of something. I thought that would matter if we're being technical about this.
Well, what I would say is, assuming even that it is tautology, the way it is described, I think, like I'm saying, the substance is more important than the form. So you should be thinking about what exactly this thing is saying. And so if it is not even couched to and you know what exactly it means, that is what you are supposed to abide with, but not the way it is described, not the title, actually.
All right. So are there circumstances under which these terms and conditions would actually not apply? In other words, what would cause these terms and conditions, even if they're met, to be revoked?
Well, actually, like I said, this is part of, or is an integral part of a contract, a bigger contract or agreement. And so it is expected that both parties, and if I say both parties, that is a party that is providing the services and a party that is also assessing the services, both parties will have to abide by the terms. And so if one party violates the terms, then clearly there's a breach over there, and it could call for action, a kind of remedy, whether a legal remedy or so. But also, where it is a website you are assessing, they normally change some of these conditions, and whenever they change the conditions, they put it back at the website, and they probably would put an indication for people to know that they have changed. In fact, if it is a significant change, they really will have to make it very conspicuous so that people who access the website would see that there's a change in the terms and conditions. And it is the responsibility of the user, or the one who is subscribing, to try to assess these conditions, these terms and conditions, to understand them very well. Most of the time we don't read these things. All of us don't read, even lawyers don't read these things. But really, it is our responsibility. It is sufficient for them to provide the terms and conditions. Where we watch adverts on television or radio and they tell us terms and conditions, it means that they cannot provide all these terms and conditions on television for us to see. But clearly, they are telling you that there are other things you need to understand. And so if you don't feel comfortable just going in for the services, you have to take a further step to find out what these terms and conditions are.
Yes, and which leads me to my next point. Are terms and conditions always explicitly expressed? Aren't they sometimes implied? And how do I know when it's implied and what it implies?
Well, I don't think that if they are telling you that they imply, it means that they are out there somewhere that you can actually assess and see them. If they say they imply, normally they will say that they apply, terms and conditions apply. That's what they will say.
Yes.
And don't see the terms and conditions straightforward. But the point is that once they tell you that terms and conditions apply or imply or whatever term they use, it means that those terms and conditions are somewhere that you can assess. You can talk to them, you can find out what are these terms and conditions that imply or apply or whatever, and then they will have to let you know. And if you don't feel comfortable assessing or subscribing to the service, you make a decision in your best interest.
All right, but I have to ask this. And finally, how about, I'm going to give you the scenario. Say there's a raffle I decide to enter in. TV3 is doing a promo and they're promising to give prizes, say, a trip to Dubai for Miss, let's call it Miss NewDay. And then, I enter into the raffle, I actually win, but then maybe there's a force majeure, there's an act of God that prevents us, from embarking on the trip. Or TV3 comes to say, well, our auditors have come back to say that we're bankrupt and so we cannot sponsor the trip. What do I do? How do I proceed? Can I sue?
Again, I have difficulty getting all that I've said, but I believe I'll provide an answer that I believe would fit the question that you have asked. Like I said, it's a contract actually. So if it's a contract and there are parties to it, then one party might not just unilaterally violate the terms or breach the terms. And so if TV3 does anything like that, then TV3 may be liable to the other person. But where you talk about force majeure, if it's an act of God,
termination of contracts,
if nobody can control it, these are issues that are acceptable under the law. It means that there's nothing you can do about it, and so it is not your fault. It has just happened this way, and I believe that. But where I believe the parties have expended money or they have wasted time, I believe that they will have to sit down and try to see how best can cover the cost of it. But really, you are not liable where it is not due to your action. But again, some of these things will be provided for in the terms. You may provide out. If by an act of God we cannot continue with the case or we cannot promote this, well, we would act in a particular way. All of these things, they are just agreement parties, and so whatever you provide will hold. If two parties meet and they provide, they agree, they all understand very well, and they discuss, negotiated, and agree on terms. The court will generally have those terms as holding binding between the two parties. So really, except that it is not provided for in the way a party would act in case of an act of God, then it is an act of God and nobody can do anything about it.
A zillion thanks for your time. Lawyer Eric Delano Alifu is, well, yes, he's a legal practitioner. He's also the executive director, Help Aid Ghana.